What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday's live stream for week 9. It is week 9. We are going to be going over all of our rankings in this video. We're going to be discussing some big news from the trade deadline, some rest of the season rankings, answering any questions. If you guys want to stop by and just talk a little ball, please feel free to interrupt us in the middle of the rankings. We're just going to be powering through them, and whatever questions we get, we might sprinkle in some Twitter questions. We'll hit any questions we get in the comments here on YouTube. We'd love for you to invite a friend. Just come hang out. If you have any questions about our rankings, feel indifferent, maybe concerned about Spencer's, let us know. We're just going to keep it rolling. We're going to roll with it. Hopefully, we get a lot of people coming in and out. So,
yeah, I am trying to get the screen up right now. And
did you already tweet out the link, or do I need to do that?
Yeah, I already did.
W.
All right. Here we go. As always, it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll put the QB1s in the QB1s, and I don't think I need to keep going.
Some real quick note. Have we posted our rankings yet?
Actually, I just got them up before we came on, so we have not.
Okay. Well, people get a sneak peek to them.
Yeah. All right. You want to start with A-Rod?
Sure. A-Rod. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up our rankings. That way I know we stay consistent. All right, I got him right here. Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback 14. He, I think, is going to find the back into QB2 just because they play Detroit. It's a great matchup, even though Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked great. Coming off of a rough game against Buffalo, it's hard for anybody to do anything against Buffalo's defense. But Detroit is the team to bounce back on. I think Romeo absolute dogs. He is going to have a big game against Detroit. That's my hot take.
I only wonder why you're saying that.
Because he is the reincarnation of Devontae Adams.
We can only wonder why you are saying that.
He will be in my lineup without a doubt.
Andy Dalton is our QB18. He belongs on the bench this week, although he may belong in my starting lineup here come this week, actually. Depending on who I get. It's between Taylor Heinicke, Sam Ehlinger, and Andy Dalton. But Andy Dalton is not a good play. Only good thing is he does have Alvin Kamara. So I guess that's a plus. And Chris Olave.
I think that's what you want to call it.
But not a great player.
Yeah, not great at all. Patrick Mahomes finds our QB1 tier. He is our QB3 on the week. They play Tennessee at home. Tennessee defense has been kind of hit or miss, but Kansas City offense has been completely hidden. And they just added Kadir Dare. Do you think Kadir Dare has a big game right off the rip, or do you think they ease him into it?
I don't think Kadarius Toney has a good game this year.
This year. So you have completely switched up. You have joined my side.
I think he is a great player, but will not. I don't think he'll do anything in fantasy now.
Okay. I agree. I think he's going to be pretty irrelevant. He'll have the occasional big week, but they're too hard to predict. Trevor Lawrence is
I am a huge Kadarius Toney fan also, but
yeah, that's been made very aware.
I don't think that he does anything in fantasy. I mean, it's worth taking a shot on. I'll probably be dropping him this week. But I mean, somebody to keep your eye on. There's just too many better flyers out there. But I mean, I could be wrong. They gave up a 3rd-round pick for maybe a reason.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, our quarterback 16. They play Vegas. He'll have Calvin Ridley next year, but no Calvin Ridley this year. I don't know how we're playing Trevor Lawrence. I think we put him at the top of the bench. I don't think you're starting him. Travis Etienne looks like a dude, and unless he's dumping the ball off to Etienne a bunch, I don't see him putting up startable numbers. That's my personal take.
I am really trying to figure out who this is. Don't you have a sister?
That is my sister.
There we go. I thought that may have been your sister. Thought she was talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Unbelievable.
I agree. If only, but the thing is, he just doesn't put any time. He just is a rider on the boat.
He's just a rider on the boat.
Tom Brady is at the top of QB2 this week. He faces the Rams. I have him at 9. You have him at 11. He has not been good. I keep ranking him high just because his name's Tom Brady. If he struggles this week, I don't know what to do. I mean, you can't trade the guy away.
You just start dropping him?
No, I don't think you could drop him either.
Okay.
I think he's like one of those players that you can't drop. I think he's like Russell Wilson.
I think you can drop Russ.
I like Russell Wilson. I still believe in Russell Wilson. I told you
Okay.
that the Broncos are better than the Browns.
That's great. No, you said Russ is better than Joe Burrow. That's crazy.
I totally agree with this.
Oh my God. What is going on?
Yes.
Derek Carr. I'm just going ahead. Derek Carr, quarterback 15. They play Jacksonville. They play Trevor Lawrence. He's got great weapons, but has looked very inconsistent. Bell got yanked at the end of the game last week. I think he's like the very last startable quarterback this week just because of his weapons. Hopefully he gets Waller the baller back. But you can't feel good starting him, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely don't feel good starting him, but
yeah,
I mean, if you don't have any other options, you might have to. Trying to get that thing to go away. There we go. Jared Goff, our QB 17. He finds the bench right in the middle of Trevor Lawrence and Andy Dalton. Just lost Hawkinson in a trade. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I mean, he still has Amon-Ra and still has Trevor Lawrence. Looking at Trevor Lawrence, I'm really getting distracted by Lazy's comments here. Still has Amon-Ra, still has Swift, and the guy Jamal Williams, but can't start him.
Yeah, Geno Smith, on the other hand, is our quarterback 11. Dude's been an absolute dog. Probably frontrunner for MVP at this point. They play at Arizona this week. He surprised me. I think ESPN had the Seahawks at number 8 in the power rankings. I think it's ridiculous. We should be like top 5. But anyways, we'd be the number 3 seed in the NFC right now. It makes no sense. I had zero expectations coming into the season. So what a lovely surprise.
It's just so awesome to do this. Justin Herbert is a QB2. Finally, all the people are recognizing he is a fraud.
Stop.
Facing the Falcons this week. Probably not going to do anything, but we got to put him up here because of his great-looking hair and the pimples all over his face.
That's ridiculous. Jalen Hurts, our quarterback, too.
Herbert.
They played Thursday night against Houston. He's going to absolutely destroy Houston. They're going to get up by 30 at halftime. Jalen Hurts will pull off the gas a little bit. He probably already put up like 25, 28 fantasy points. So expect another QB1 week. I think he's better than Josh Allen, but who am I?
Oh, that's funny. Lamar is our QB4 this week, right behind Patrick Mahomes. Faces New Orleans, so a little bit of a tougher matchup, but Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Tua Tagovailoa. He is a QB1 this week. They play at Chicago after he just torched the Lions. They have a great matchup against Chicago, who is selling so hard in their defense right now. So there's no one you really have to worry about on the defense. Tua's going to throw for probably 400 yards again. As long as Chicago's offense can sort of keep up, Tua will keep throwing. So start him with confidence.
Yep, Joe Burrow is our QB7 this week. He is at the end of the QB1 tier. Faces Carolina. Carolina's look hit or miss. They made Marcus Mariota look like Joe Montana, so that's not good, but Joe Burrow missing Jamar Chase, so could be an actual fraud.
Kyler Murray, our quarterback 6, dude who just went to the Super Bowl. Kyler Murray, our quarterback 6, plays Seattle this week. He slides in right behind Tua. Great matchup. You're starting him for sure because of the running ability. He loves throwing to Hopkins, which looks great, so you should have a great return.
Yep, Marcus Mariota is our QB13 this week. I am higher on him than you. I am at 10. You have him at 15. I just have him there because of the rushing. He can run like crazy. And there's just not too many good quarterbacks who can do that.
Yeah, another dude who can run like crazy is Justin Fields. They just signed or just traded for Chase Claypool. So another weapon for him. Someone to throw to other than Darnell Mooney. We'll talk about the whole Claypool acquisition here in a little bit, but it's big for him. He's on the come up. He's at back-to-back weeks of, I think, 20-plus points, but you're hoping that continues, but I don't think there's any guarantees in that Chicago offense. But if you have him, you likely have somebody better, unless you're like Spencer's team where you're, just swapping quarterbacks every week until you find someone good. I think you should feel good starting Fields.
That's just not going to happen. The QB1, I don't think there's any debate here. Absolute no debate. So continue on to Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. Let me see here. Taylor Heineke is our quarterback 20. You're not starting him. He doesn't have very many weapons.
Yeah, definitely not starting.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you're not starting.
Nobody
If
here
you
is
are,
starting him in a 12-team league. No,
yeah, prepare for like a 10 or 12 week, unless he runs one in for a tud. But I don't see that happening.
I'll take that all day. Kirk Cousins is above Geno Smith this week. Faces Washington. Just absolutely solid. Just going to give you 17. I guarantee it. He will give you 17 points this week.
And last but not least, Matthew Stafford, who has not looked great. Cooper Kupp got injured at the very end of last week's game. You're probably not starting him because Tampa's defense is insane, even though they just lost one of their best linebackers for the year. It don't matter. They've got a bunch of goons. If Cooper Kupp doesn't play for whatever reason because of his ankle, you're not going anywhere near Matthew Stafford. If Kupp does play, you're probably still not going near Matthew Stafford. So let's find someone else this week.
And that will do it for the quarterback rankings. I am going to get the running back rankings up. But
while you do that, I'm going to run away just real quick and be right back.
Yeah, where's Grant and Mac?
Put it in the group text.
Can we put the link in the group text? All right. While Nathan's screwing around, I am going to get up the rankings for this week for the running backs. If you have any lineup questions, leave them in the chat and we will get them when we are finished. And we will be going over any trades that has happened today after we do the rankings also. We would do flex and bench.
Is Lacey still dunking on me in the comments?
She has this whole time.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting posterized.
There's just nothing you could do about it, huh?
No, I'm standing there trying to take a charge, and they're just not calling it.
You go ahead and talk about Tyler Allgeier.
Tyler Allgeier. This is the
Minecraft.
The Minecraft character. Yeah, he's built like a square. Tyler Allgeier is our RB21 on the week. He probably finds a flex tier. He's a so-so play. He's apparently the lead back in Atlanta without Cordero, although that will be coming to an end sometime soon. They play the Chargers. If you have him, maybe you have to fill in for a couple of buys this week. I think there's 4 or 6 teams on buy. I can't remember off the top of my head. 6. I think it is 6. But yeah, you may have to play him if you did end up with one of them on a buy. And if you do, I think you can feel okay. I think did you just put that in the group text?
No, I sent that to you. I have to put it in the group text from that.
Yeah, Allgeier is going to be in the flex. You want me to go ahead with Ramondre, or you're going to get Ramondre?
Go ahead and start talking. I will catch up.
Yeah, Ramondre finds the RB2 tier. He has definitely stolen the job from Damian Harris, although Damian Harris isn't completely out of it. Ramondre looks really good. They have a so-so matchup against Indy. He's our RB14 on the week.
Where we put Ramondre, RB2?
Yeah, Ramondre RB2, Allgeier flex. Ramondre, you're definitely playing unless you have just like loaded lineup like Robbie does in our league, where Ramondre somehow is on the bench. But if you got him, you were probably banking on either an injury or him just taking the job, and whatever you're banking on, it paid off, and now you have a very startable RB2 for the rest of the year.
Yep, DeAndre Swift is probably going to go above Ramondre here in the RB2 range. Still not completely healthy. That's what Dan Campbell said today. That's not what you want to hear after being out for 4 or 5 weeks. I think it was 3 or 4 actually.
Yeah, no idea.
Still not good. Faces Green Bay, who has once again hit or miss defense. He does most of his work through the passing. I know that because I placed a prop bet on him to get over 40 rushing yards, and he had 16. So not happy.
He had 6.
He had 6.
5 carries for 6. Yep.
That's
I mean, it's not bad. Not bad.
I mean, very disappointing. But should be a bounce back week. But I'm not even sure. I'm guessing he plays. Maybe they rest him until he gets healthy. I'm not sure.
Gus Edwards comes in right behind Tyler Allgeier in our flex tier. He's our RB22 on the week. They're playing at New Orleans, so not the best matchup again. But in that offense, as long as Gus is healthy, they love to run the ball. I think we just lost Spencer for a minute. He will be back. Gus is, in a 3-headed monster. Kenny Drake's going to feature. Lamar is obviously going to do his thing, but as long as Gus is healthy, I think he is the lead back there until J.K. Dobbins comes back. So you can feel confident playing him as a flex, but maybe you want to look for another option just in case his injury does flare up again like it did. Next, we have Khalil Herbert. RB25 comes in just a few spots behind Gus. He is going to be playing Miami at home. So I expect Miami. Their offense has been absolutely clicking. I would
back.
You good?
We are finally back. Yes.
What went on? I was just firing through all these.
I had to get a phone charger. So tell me where we are right now.
We're on Khalil Herbert. I was just saying Khalil Herbert is probably going to be a flex play. He's splitting carries with David Montgomery, but I personally think Khalil Herbert looks good. I don't know if you can confidently play him as a flex, but if you need to fill in bye weeks, I think you can go ahead and plug him.
Damian Pierce. Where are we putting him? I think top of the RB2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Faces Philly, so a tough matchup. But he's looked so good. He actually got saved by a touchdown last week. Was not having a good week. And then caught a touchdown with 6 seconds, I think, left. So it made a bad week look good. But I think that was like his first bad week since week 1. So I'm guessing a bounce back game against Philly, although they could be down and use Rex Burkhead more, though.
Raheem Mostert's looked really good this year. They just got rid of Chase Edmonds, but brought on Jeff Wilson. So maybe it'll take a little bit for Jeff to get integrated. Until then, he's got a great matchup against Chicago, who just shipped off like every good defensive player they have. So they could get up big in this game and just lean on Raheem to finish it out. I expect him to fall in the end zone at least once this week. I can see them scoring just a ton of points against that porous defense. So fire him up. Real quick, Vance is in the comments. What's up, buddy?
Who's Vance?
That is Lacey's son, my nephew.
Is Vance a fan of the show?
He is a fan of the show.
Can we call ourselves a show yet?
I don't know if we can, but we just did.
So I guess we can.
Yeah, we just did.
Vance says, sup.
Sup, dude.
Vance obviously thinks we can call it a show.
Yeah.
So thank you, Vance. Daryl Henderson, back-to-back, 30th ranked, again, like last week. Faces Tampa Bay, so tough matchup for him. Although Tampa Bay has not looked good against the run the past 2 games, they're a good run defense. They should get it going. But Daryl Henderson, not a good play, losing his job. Probably going to be a 50-50 split when Kyren Williams gets back. So just try to ship him off while you can.
Yeah, totally agree. Another guy who is slowly losing snaps to another guy is David Montgomery to Khalil Herbert. I think Montgomery is still at the very back end of RB2, but just, ever so slightly. They're playing Miami, so hopefully he gets plenty of passing opportunities because Miami's going to score. You're banking on him catching a ton of balls, but Herbert looks really good.
Yep. Alvin Kamara looks really good also.
Yes.
Facing Baltimore, we have him as our RB4 this week. Grant
is in the chat.
Why isn't Grant in the live? That's the real question.
Yeah, what's going on here? What are we doing?
What are we doing here? I mean, we were having side conversations while we were trying to do our rankings. What is happening? But Alvin Kamara looked really good with Andy Dalton in there. Andy Dalton's going to dump him off the ball, so he always has a chance for 8+ catches. So,
yep. Even though he had a kind of a rough week last week, Josh Jacobs has been one of this season's biggest surprises. He finds the RB1 tier for us. Plays at Jacksonville, so pretty good matchup. I think it's got to be a bounce back because you can't get much lower than how the Raiders looked last week. They're going to lean on Josh Jacobs per usual, even though they've got all those weapons and potentially Waller coming back. He's been an absolute stud. If you have him, fire him up. Big bounce back coming.
Aaron Jones will go in right behind Damian Pierce this week. Faces Detroit, so a great matchup for him. They are starting to use Aaron Jones like they should.
Yes.
I think he has back-to-back 15-point weeks.
Finally.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to see. But Aaron Jones faces Detroit. He is our RB11 this week, right at the top of RB2.
Brian Robinson, I think he's I think he is probably on the border of flex and bench. We're going to put him at the very end of flex.
Oh, no, we are not doing this.
He's our RB29. What do you mean?
No.
I think he's a good flex play this week. You're missing plenty of running backs because of buys. I think you can put him in. You're a little worried that if they do get down, they lean on Gibson and McKissick, but in the case that they are up or near the goal line, keep in mind, he would have had a touchdown last week if Taylor Heineke didn't sneak it in. So even though they used him when they got down there, he's the guy they're going to. You're banking on a touchdown because he's not going to catch many passes. They play Minnesota, who is getting TJ Hawkinson to add to the mix. So it's not looking good that they're going to be up in that game.
If I had to choose, he would be out of this list completely. I have him at RB 36 this week. And we will get to somebody in a second. Actually, I won't be able to. Dang it. I won't be able to go over him.
Here, you want me to do Mixon?
Yeah, go ahead and do Mixon.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, he is an RB1. He's at the very back end of RB1 just because of volume. Carolina Panthers got a pretty good defense. They turned down an absolute shitload of value for Brian Burns, so respect to him for keeping it together.
Grant, we'll go over this in a little bit.
We will very shortly. Joe Mixon, total stud. Without Jamar Chase, they lean on him even more. If you have him, you're playing him without a doubt.
All right. So,
incoming bum.
No. Antonio Gibson is a flex play this week. He is trending back up to RB2 status. Oh. I did not see this. Everybody, welcome on. What used to be a former fantasy fanatic is no longer one. Used to be on the website. Mr. Robbie.
Bobby! What up, Bobby?
Wow, no clapping there, Nathan?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Bobby?
Robbie, how you doing?
Repping the Q's.
Hey, living the dream.
Talk about a man who's gone from zero to hero in one fantasy season.
Ever since he changed his name, constant losses. I mean, it has felt like he has not taken a loss.
Yeah, I mean, even though he lost this week, he still put up an absolute shitload of points. Dude's got a wagon.
Robbie, how did you do it? I mean, it's like injuries hurt everybody but you. It's like injuries help you.
Yeah.
Like you had handcuffs, and you have these guys who weren't supposed to be good, like Josh Jacobs, just now studs.
I mean, I had a lot of faith in Josh Jacobs going in.
Something we did not.
Yeah. If you watched our channel, he was not Fanatic approved.
Well, it was for me. It was once Kenyon Drake was released that it was like, yeah, this guy's going to be good this year.
That's what did it for you, Kenyon Drake being released.
Not him playing in the preseason Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. Not him being the RB4 going into the year. All right, but go ahead with Jonathan Taylor, Nathan.
Wait, real quick.
I mean,
real quick. We got to credit Robbie for predicting Chase Claypool's breakout. How are you feeling about his trade to the Bears?
It's a career ender.
I thought he was muted there for a little bit.
Career ender.
Career ender. Robbie, do you want to do some of these rankings?
I mean, I'm here. Might as well, I guess.
Go for it, Bobby.
Shut up, Robbie. You're not a part of the Fanatics.
Who we got?
Jonathan Taylor.
His absolute man crush.
Let's see if you can guess where we have him. That's what we'll do when the turn comes to you. We'll see if you can guess where we have him. All right, so Jonathan Taylor, Robbie.
Let's go 10.
Wrong. 2.
Yeah, he's our RB2 this week at New England. How we feeling? How we feeling about JT?
Well, actually,
Huh?
I'll speak up. He doesn't have the weapon in that backfield anymore because that weapon is
Is a Buffalo Bill.
exactly. Wait, Nathan, can you hear Robbie just fine?
I can hear Robbie just fine.
Hey, Grant, how about you turn your phone up, you bozo?
Absolute clan. Kenneth
Oh,
Walker.
yeah,
This is
what-
another dude. This is another dude Robbie hit a home run on.
Where do we have Kenneth Walker, Robbie?
It's got to be like 5.
5 on the
Actually,
dot.
It is 5.
5 on the dot.
Yeah, faces Arizona. I have him at 3. Nathan has him at 7. So I think he is one of the premier plays this week. I think he gets 20 carries easily, and he's looked so good. And Arizona does not have a good defense. I want to get this one. This is Marshawn Lynch reincarnated.
Oh God, sell this man while you can.
No, do not sell him. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. He is a guaranteed 20-pointer every single week he's playing. 20 carries, probably going to give you $150. Probably going to fall in that end zone maybe once or twice, about every week. He is climbing up, and soon he'll be sitting up there with those 3. But that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, we'll get
Marshawn
past
Lynch.
that nonsense.
Deontay Foreman.
Did you just kick Robbie or did Robbie leave?
I think Robbie said, fuck this.
Jared-
Sorry, Vance. Sorry, Vance. Keep going. Go ahead.
Derrick Henry. Well, we appreciate Robbie for stopping in for the short time that he did. Derrick Henry, our unanimous RB1 on the week, had an absolute massive game against Houston. They play at Kansas City this week, so in order to beat Kansas City, whether it's Malik Willis or whether it's Ryan Tannehill back there, you're gonna have to have Derrick Henry go for like 200 yards, like 3 scores. Otherwise, you're not gonna stand a chance against that team. Grant, we will catch you later. You want to do? Do you want to do the new RB1 of the season?
I'll let you do it.
Travis Etienne, the reincarnation of prime Christian McCaffrey. Dude looks
It is
unbelievable.
Christian McCaffrey right now. We're
Dude
watching
looks
it right.
unbelievable. The prime Christian McCaffrey wears number 1 for the Jags. He is unreal. When that man gets out into space, he is a 7-yard touchdown waiting to happen. And it hasn't happened yet. It is coming. I mean, he looks good. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. He can catch the ball. Trevor loves him. And they got rid of that bum, James Robinson. So Travis is free.
You switched up so quick on J-Rob.
I love J-Rob. I'm kidding.
Leonard Fournette is...
Wait, did you just like skip over Miles Sanders?
Yeah, where did I put him?
I think you just like put him in, like unconsciously put him in RB2.
Wait, really?
Yes. I saw you move somebody. I was like,
Hey,
what?
hey, that's where we have him. Running back 12. I don't know what I was doing. But he is our RB12 today. Not today. This week. Woo! I am struggling right now. Robbie's throwing me off.
Robbie's listening to us while he does homework. So he said,
Faces Houston. So a great matchup. Houston, Philly should score probably, 40 points. So Miles Sanders has got to get one of those.
"You
That
mean
is-
Philly?"
I said Philly.
You said Houston. I was like, "What?"
I said Philly.
Agree, disagree. Carry on.
You know what, Robbie? Did we say Philly? Did I say Philly or Houston? Fans, back me up here, dog. But that is going to be my bet of the week. Miles Sanders is going to score a touchdown this week.
Love the call. Next we got Uncle Lenny, Fat Lenny. He's an RB2 for us. Rashad White is slowly cutting into his usage. Just another guy who is, you're hoping he turns it around. You're hoping that whole shit show of a team turns it around. Maybe Tom getting divorced is the spark that team needed, and they can turn it around. They play the Rams this week. Star-studded defense, but a lot of holes there. If there's a week where you're banking on Lenny to come back, otherwise it may be time to send him down to the bench. It is this week. It's now or never. Maybe Leonard needs to go through a divorce or something. I don't know, but
What the hell is your problem?
I'm just saying, for our priority here is fantasy, and he is not producing. So we need to come up with some solutions.
Jamal Williams is at RB20 this week. Trying to debate if I think I throw him in the flex. He is not an RB2. He's his team's RB2.
I know he scores 2 tuds every game.
How many carries did he get? Do you know?
10.
So double DeAndre Swift's carries. And I don't think it's a stretch to say he is more likely to score a touchdown than DeAndre Swift. So if you're playing him, you're not feeling too bad about it. But I would definitely try to sell high.
Yeah, here, go ahead with J-Rob. I'm going to send our link to a couple groups.
Yeah, J. Rob is kind of a bum, just like this Robinson he's standing next to. Faces Buffalo, so that's not great. They're just getting him part of the offense a little bit more each and every week, hopefully. And hopefully it turns into like a 60-40 split with him and Michael Carter. But James Robinson is good. I just called him a bum. I know I can't make up my mind. But A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. I'm getting people in here.
I am trying.
Keep going.
I am blanking. A.J. Dillon is our RB27. Faces Detroit. I am at 31. Nathan has him at 24. I know you didn't watch the game, but he had a play where a safety came up and tackled him. Or no, it wasn't a safety. It was Matt Milano. Came up and tackled him and bent this dude's knees in like 7 different directions. I don't know how he's not dead. But I legit bright thought he tore his ACL or something like that.
It's hard to tear through those tree trunks.
It really is. I mean, my dad called me and he was like, "How is this dude still in the field?" I was like, "Did you not see his massive legs?" Like, of course they didn't hurt him. But A.J. Dillon is our flex play this week.
Dalvin Cook, RB1, until further notice. Till he gets hurt, you're going to play him every single week. Mac thinks he's top 5. I think that's absolute blasphemy. He's our RB7 this week with multiple people on buys. You're still playing him. He is likely your RB1 if you have him, unless you just have some kind of God squad. But they play at Washington, so pretty good matchup. Hopefully he gets fed. They have a new shiny toy and TJ Hawkinson. Hopefully that won't take too much away from Dalvin Cook or get them closer to score.
Devin Singletary, the Buffalo's RB2. It's going to be at the top of the flex here. You have him at 17. I have him at 24.
You think he's Buffalo's RB2?
No, I don't think that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Naeem Hines is an absolute weapon.
Oh,
he'll probably play. If I had to guess, Naeem Hines is probably going to play 30% of the snaps and just play every single position.
He's like a B-Tech James Cook. Come on now.
Yeah, he's like a better. There's not really a player in the NFL like Naeem Hines. He's kind of like trash.
J.D. McKissick? I think that's probably the closest one.
Yeah, he's a little bit better than J.D. though. He's like Naeem Hines is stupid fast.
I don't know. He's like a fun-sized J.D. McKissick, who is fun-sized himself. Next, we have Austin Eckler. Here's our RB3 in the week. He's an RB1. You're playing him, no doubt. He started out the season kind of slow, and people were panicking. But my God, he turned it around, and he's got to keep it going. They're playing an Atlanta team that just squeaked out a ridiculous W against Carolina and is currently leading the NFC South over the Bucs and the Saints. What is going on? What world are we living in? But that is the world we're in. And if they're to beat the Falcons, Austin Eckler's got to have a big game. I mean, that's just reality.
Michael Carter is our RB26 this week, right after Khalil Herbert. Not too much to say about Michael Carter. Faces Buffalo, tough matchup. Still has the job for now.
I talked about one of the previous videos. I wasn't sold originally, but after watching him play a couple games, he looks pretty good. James Conner, I'm not sold on. I think he's trash. Is our RB24 on the week. They play Seattle, so great matchup, even though Seattle looks like a bunch of dogs. Should get the ball plenty. He's going to be featured. Hopefully they score plenty of points against Seattle and keep it competitive. And finds the end zone.
Hopefully.
Even though I for fantasy purposes, hopefully, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he has a horrible game.
I wonder if James when James Conner comes back, where are we going to rank him?
I don't know. That man can beat cancer, but can't beat like a nagging injury.
Oh my gosh, what is your deal?
What do you mean? That was like a compliment. That man can beat cancer, but can't get over a little, soft tissue injury. Maybe he's soft.
What is your problem?
What is your problem? So next we got the wide receivers. You want to, in between, let's talk a little bit about the trade deadline day. So the biggest name on the move, I think everybody would agree, would be Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins. How do you think that affects the Dolphins' chances of making the playoffs?
I saw a tweet. It said Dolphins Super Bowl odds before were 3,000 or plus 3,000, and after they were plus 3,000. So, sports books don't think it does anything.
That's an All-Pro, Pro Bowl level defensive end. How does that not move the needle? I don't understand that.
Because that's not what they needed. They needed a QB.
Oh, stop.
You are telling me right now, if they had like Justin Herbert or somebody like that, that they aren't right up there as Super Bowl favorites.
What was the quarterback who beat the Bills this year? I didn't watch that game. I can't remember.
No, the quarterback who beat the Bills is the Sun.
The Sun. They were over there sitting in an oven.
They literally were. I mean,
If you think that is why they lost, then you were just in denial.
oh my gosh, if you don't think that's why they lost just because everybody was hurt or either dropping dead like flies.
Tell me, is this a hot take or not a hot take? But I think Tyreek will break Calvin Johnson's single season yardage record,
I think he will be the first receiver to ever have 2,000 yards.
which would be breaking the record. So you're in agreement there?
Yeah.
Stephon is what, 200 yards behind him? The man sucks.
But they're probably another 300 yards in front of the guy we're about to go over.
Hey, to be fair, he's had to take a Duke in the middle of the game, and he's had his injury issues, but top 5 talent. Changed my mind.
I can't say that about someone who's not coming off a 1,000-yard year. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You want to start with the GOAT? You want me to start with the GOAT?
I'll let you start with this bum.
Nah, you go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say because everybody knows he's a top 5 player.
DK is a flex play this week.
Oh my god!
We have him at 21. Facing Arizona, I have him at 23. You have him at 18. So you probably think he's a wide receiver 2 play. I think he's a flex play. I think he has a bum at quarterback. I think he is a bum. I don't think he can beat coverages. So that's all I have to say about DK Metcalf.
That is blasphemy. Okay, Brandon Cooks. Is there a chance Brandon Cooks doesn't play this week? Because he was wanting a trade. He didn't practice today for personal reasons, probably because he was banking on a trade. They didn't move him. He was like very vocal about wanting to move. Is there a situation where he just doesn't play?
I'm not sure.
But if he does play, he's a flex. He's a flex.
You putting him behind DK?
Yeah, he's our wide receiver 23 on the week against Philly. Philly's got some lockdown corners and just great defense, so not ideal, but he's our only guy to throw to. And if there's no Brandon Cooks, that's going to be a 50-point blowout.
So me and Nathan had an argument yesterday. Wasn't he yesterday?
About what?
About a guy I'm about to go over.
About Hopkins? Wait, what about him? About if he's better than Amon-Ra in fantasy? Yes. Yeah, I would take Amon-Ra.
I think that is absolute blasphemy. I have Hopkins as my wide receiver 5 this week.
He's 8 for me.
Yep.
We will make that. Wait, are we doing another sleeper video? I don't think we need to do another sleeper video.
We'll do one for
We'll do one just for Vance. We'll do it just
basketball.
for Vance. Hey, Vance wants to play fantasy basketball with us. We'll make a league for him.
Hey, Vance, you want to play fantasy baseball? We need bodies. Nobody wants to play. But Hopkins is a stud, is going to dunk all over Seattle.
He's going to get locked down by Tariq Woolen. I just want that to be clear.
All right. You got the next one.
Darnell Mooney. Is he now the team's wide receiver 2 behind Claypool, or you think he's still wide receiver 1?
I still think he's wide receiver 1.
He's very good. It remains to be seen how they use Claypool, but for now, they play Miami this week at home. Darnell is our wide receiver 26. I think he is probably going to be a flex play. I think he's towards the bottom of flex. I think they got maybe 2 guys. Yeah, the 2 guys we have below him in our rankings, probably also flex. I think that's probably where it cuts off. But he's a flex play. Justin Fields is turning it around. The whole offense looks a little better. And Darnell looks better. So hopefully the better games are ahead.
Yep. Terry McLaurin is our wide receiver 16 this week.
He's a dog.
He's decent.
I love Terry.
What? Second receiver?
Stop.
Behind John Dodson.
Oh, God.
No, but faces Minnesota. I have him at 16. You have him at 19. Taylor Heineke loves to throw him the ball. Not much else to really say about Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, he's a dog. The next guy, A.J. Brown, absolutely cemented himself as a wide receiver 1 every single week for the rest of the year in my books. When he caught his third absolute bomb, pointed at Minkah Fitzpatrick and said, "Sit down, little man," as he mossed, the entire Pittsburgh secondary, throw after throw after throw after throw. It was unreal. The dude is, I think, top 10 receiver in the league, maybe higher. right behind DK. But he's so good. And Jalen Hurts looks like he's throwing amazing. If you haven't, you're playing him every week without a DAT.
Jalen Waddle comes in right behind AJ Brown this week. Faces Chicago, should absolute murder Chicago.
I was just looking at the comments.
I did that earlier. All right.
Yep.
You got Tyreek.
Tyreek, set it and forget it, wide receiver 1. You just heard us talking about we think he's going to break the Calvin Johnson single season yardage record. Dude's a freak. It doesn't matter who he has throwing the ball to him, but luckily for him, he's the most accurate quarterback in the league throwing to him. He's our wide receiver 4 on the week playing Chicago, who just absolutely sold their defense. I'm predicting 150 and 2 tuds. I think he gets the 2 tuds that Waddle got last week.
Find me another team.
Here we go.
Who has 3 receivers. Find me another team. I will sit here and wait.
As you put one on the bench.
Yes, obviously he's on the bench this week. But Isaiah McKenzie, I think you ranked him higher than I did.
I think I did.
Yeah, you have him at 29. I have him at 35. He
He's
is
on the
probably
bench on the
the
list.
best slot receiver in the league.
Oh my God. Here
facing-
we go. Oh my God. Oh
Facing
my
the
God.
Facing the Jets, getting his job taken by maybe a 4th receiver joining the list here soon. Mr.
Naheem Hines.
Yes, Naheem Hines actually might take a spot.
Devonta Smith is a wide receiver 2 for us this week, right behind Terry McLaurin. Absolute cakewalk of a matchup against Houston, and that Eagles team is on absolute fire. Devonta Smith, big play waiting to happen. He's been overshadowed by AJ Brown, but I think it's just like his turn, my turn. I think this could be both of their turns this week with how bad Houston is. Yeah, wide receiver 2.
I don't know why you took that unnecessary shot on Houston.
What do you mean? They're going to get absolutely dunked on. I mean, hanging on the rim.
I just noticed we have Mike Evans below Chris Godwin this week. I think that's pretty interesting, even though we are the ones who did that. But he is our wide receiver. He is in our wide receiver 2 tier this week, facing the Rams. Could get locked up by Jalen Ramsey. That does not seem like something Jalen Ramsey has done this year. That is one player that I've not heard about like all year. Maybe that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think he has any interceptions or anything like that. But Mike Evans needs Tom Brady to turn it around.
Which one of us is going to tell Vince that the Cowboys have a bye this week?
I think you just did. Did.
Christian Kirk is at the top of the flex tier this week. Here's our wide receiver 20 coming in right above DK. I think it's blasphemy that Spencer puts him above DK. This is nonsense. Hasn't looked too great, but they play Vegas, who can be exposed. Trevor needs to keep the ball a little better, and Travis Etienne looks like a complete animal. So there's less opportunity for Christian Kirk. And they spread the ball around, so maybe it is Christian Kirk's week, but probably not. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Let's carry on. What are we doing? This is the wide receiver. Cooper Kupp is our wide receiver
on the week. The wide receiver 2 on the week.
That is not what our rankings say.
Cooper Kupp. He is going up against Tampa Bay. He's probably going to do. That's what I'm saying. He needs to be in the flex. But he is probably going to put up wide receiver 2 numbers this week. Probably going to put up 25. And one of the guys we're going to go over here soon probably going to put up 26. But
that guy is not Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel is at the top of the bench tier. Dude, I can't believe that. I just can't listen to that nonsense anymore. Here's our wide receiver 29 right above Isaiah McKenzie. I don't think you can play him. I think you got to see a little more from him. Hopefully, if Carson Wentz comes back, he goes back to Curtis Samuel because Taylor Heineke loves some Terry McLaurin, and it just kind of phased Curtis Samuel out of the picture.
Devontae Adams is our wide receiver 8 behind Jalen Waddle here. They need to get it going. They need to get it going. The face of Jacksonville, so it should be a better week than last week, but they looked bad. I'm really getting distracted. Jay, we shut the hell up while we're trying to work here.
Yeah, he's your own.
Robbie is back. We're going to get Robbie here in a second. We're going to fly through these. Chris Olave should be probably right here, but for this week, we're going to have to put him right. I'm trying to figure out where we. Yeah, right above Terry McLaurin. Faces Baltimore. Chris Olave, stud. Had a bad week last week. I didn't even know he had on.
By Brazil.
Yellow shirt. What are you?
Yeah, just a yellow shirt. Could you tell me what this is, Spencer? Like
Get it
what
closer to
badge
the
that is? Huh?
camera. Get it closer to the camera.
Can you tell me what that is?
Hold on. Get it one more time closer to the camera. I don't know. I'm gonna guess. CBF. All right, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, here we go.
We have Keenan Allen pretty low this week. I'm sure Jay's going to love to see that after he's trying to ship him off. I'm at 26. Nathan has him at 17. I'm still a little worried about the injury. What is Jay talking about? Back to school I go, back to school you go.
You didn't learn any like geography or nothing.
No, I didn't. I think we can blame that on Reagan High School. Not to shout
No, I think
Reagan
we
High
would blame that on Spencer Branch.
You know what? Can you blame a man for knowing what he's doing? You know what? I've been born to do fantasy football, not basketball. All right. We are getting to the wide receiver one. I am sorry for anybody who came here to see us talk about Keenan Allen, but that's just not happening. There we go. Dude is the wide receiver one. I inadvertently moved I am struggling right now. Thank you. He is him.
Oh my gosh, this is hard to watch.
I can't even focus now with this chat. And I'm
Oh my
staring at
God.
Robbie dying laughing at me right now.
It is out of control.
All right, go ahead and rank Romeo.
Wait, did we get Robbie in here, or do we wait till after the receivers?
We'll wait till after the receivers.
Yeah, and then we'll just chat.
Because the
With
tight
him.
ends video is usually the stupid one.
Oh, that's fantastic. Romeo Dogs, absolute dog. He is our wide receiver 27. He's the last person, or next to last person on the flex tier, in my opinion. They play the Detroit Lions, so great matchup for him. I think he is slowly going to become Aaron Rodgers, if he's not already, Aaron Rodgers' #1 receiving target. So if you have him, let's fire him up.
Yeah, I mean,
Put him in flex.
Nathan picks up my my trash, my unwanted trash, and then has to play him.
I think I had him first.
You had him to begin this. No, I had him first. I picked him up, jackass. All right, you had Christian Watson.
We've each had him.
Okay, all right. I have no idea. What
After shot.
Yeah, you were catching. All right.
I think I dunked on all night.
I have no idea what's going on right now. T. Higgins is a wide receiver 2 this week. I have him at 12. You have him at 11. Facing Carolina. Carolina doesn't really have any corners. Oh, stop, Jay. Jay, stop. We're going to act like
seatbelt on him.
Stephon didn't have 22 PPR points. Are we going to act like that? That 8 a.m. talking about.
I have no idea. Let's just keep moving. Just keep moving.
I have no idea what is happening right now. All right, you get Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman comes in the flex tier right behind DK. He is our wide receiver 22 on the week. Kind of been fading. Hopefully Sam Ellinger gets it going, but until then, you're kind of hesitant about playing Pittman, even though he is the clear-cut #1 dog in that offense.
You're going to have to get the next one, too. Tyler Lockett. Go ahead and talk about Tyler Lockett.
All right, Gabe Davis is our wide receiver 10 on the week. He finds a wide receiver 2 tier. What are we doing?
You knew what I was doing.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You knew what I was doing.
What are we doing? At least you put him in the right spot this time. He's in between wide receiver 2 and flex. What? All right, so Tyler Lockett is in the wide receiver 2 tier this week. He is our wide receiver 18, right behind Devontae Smith. They play at Arizona, and Gino is an absolute unit. And so Tyler Lockett's going to have a great game, as will DK. But for some reason, Spencer doesn't think either of them will.
Gabe Davis is our wide receiver 1 this week, going up against the Jets. Sauce Gardner will try to contain him, but we all know. I mean, do you think he guards Stephon or Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis had 35 yards last week. I don't know if anybody will guard him.
That's blasphemy. Gabe Davis is actually our wide receiver 10 this week. He is a top tier play. I would put him in the wide receiver 1 tier if he didn't have his own tier.
Gotcha. DJ Moore, the DJ Moore resurgence is on. Cost the team the win by taking off his helmet, but got him to that point by catching a long tud. He comes in right behind Olave. Dude is so good. And PJ Walker looks like a competent quarterback. Yeah, Jamal, just back up the video. Everything is in this one live stream, but after it gets posted, it will have timestamps. But if you want to go ahead and watch it, just back it up or just wait till after the fact. Up to you. DJ Moore, like we were saying, wide receiver 15 on the week. Let's fire him up.
Look at Vance and Jay talking in the chat. I can't even talk.
My
I can't even
God.
talk. This live stream sucks. Jacoby Myers is our, and I can't even get it up on my phone. Our wide
I've got it
receiver
up on
20
mine.
Our wide receiver 28 on the week. You're not playing him if you have him. I'm trying to remember who has him. I feel like Robbie has him.
Who?
Robbie, can you stick up your finger if you have him?
Who is this?
Jacoby Myers. Who has Jacoby?
I'm gonna check real quick.
But yes, Jay, he is a Bronco. We are trying to make our way to that, but we cannot finish this godforsaken video. This we have done the wide receiver rankings for like the past 30 minutes. Justin
Jacoby
Jefferson.
Myers is owned by Jack.
Ooh. Is he playing him
Spicy.
this week? Probably not. No.
Probably not.
Our wide receiver 3 this week, Justin Jefferson, facing Washington. Justin Jefferson's going to get his. Not really anything to say.
As will the Sun God, Amon Ra, wide receiver 1 this week. They just shipped Hawkinson out of town, so all the targets will be going to Amon Ra St. Brown. He's an absolute stud. I'd move him
Josh
up even farther.
Josh Reynolds. All
All
right.
right.
Chris Godwin is our wide receiver 11 this week. I was saying that I was kind of surprised that we haven't above Mike Evans, but here we are. He is a PPR beast. I'd probably put him at PPR wide receiver 1. See, what is Jay talking about here? This is
What's going
definitely
on?
not a biased Cooper Cup owner, everybody. And if you're talking about Diggs, our wide receiver 1 is at the top. So, what a jackass. But go ahead with Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd finds the back end of the wide receiver 2 tier this week. Without Jamar, the target's got to go somewhere. It's going to T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd looked good with Jamar in. He should look even better with Jamar out, but time will tell. I think you can start him up this week.
Yeah, Rondell Moore is our wide receiver 25 this week. Has Hopkins back there. Probably has Robbie Anderson, Zach Ertz. So probably a 4th target here. But still, talent beats everything. Nice play. Do you agree?
Let's get Bobby in here.
All right, let's. This ought to get real silly here.
Bobby.
Here comes Robbie.
Bobby.
Sorry, I had to deal with a resident.
Oh, yeah. He's got all these like minor women in his dorm.
Are you not living in Louisville anymore? Oh, shoot. I just dropped our location. My bad.
Louisville, Texas.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, G. Grant is back. We got to get Grant in here. Grant, join the stream.
Hey, we just finished the wide receivers. What happened to Joshua Palmer? Where's he ranked?
Joshua Palmer.
Wait, do you have Josh Palmer, Robbie?
No.
That's weird. Why would you ask about that?
Grant, we will do that after we finish the tight ends.
So, what's the waiver pickup this week?
What do you mean, the number 1 waiver?
Yeah, who are we targeting?
Oh, I just saw that.
Maybe Jeff. Maybe Jeff
Pacheco?
Wilson. Maybe Jeff Wilson.
Pacheco?
Yeah, possibly Pacheco in our league. I think most leagues Pacheco will be owned already.
I think Nathan knows who he's going with here.
Yeah, I don't think we can expose that information on the podcast with fellow,
With fellow league owners.
who potentially might be picking up said player.
So what are your thoughts on Devin Duvernay
now that Rashad Bateman's out
Well,
for
we
a
know,
couple weeks.
we know who Robbie's number one waiver is.
Hey, Rashad. I mean, Devin Duvernay is the second fastest player in the league behind Kenneth Walker. So, I think he's a definitely a target.
Andy Isabella.
And all the dudes faster than DK Metcalf.
Well, that's what Spencer does
fastest
after
40.
the waivers.
We got to get Grant in here. We'll talk about Claypool because we got to get the Bears guy in the stream.
I mean,
Except he's probably playing COD right now.
What do you mean I pick them all up, Jay?
Because you did it with all the running backs when you were trying to sabotage Grant Will's teams.
And then I lost.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Hey, I mean, Justin Fields has been taking some massive strides in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he looks very good.
I think getting Mapletron up in the Windy City is going to be a huge pickup for them.
You just said he just ruined his career.
Well, he's flip flopping.
Yeah, maybe in the little break when Robbie was gone, he was watching Claypool highlights.
I know all day I've been watching.
I had to double down on my take from when he was a rookie.
Yeah, I had an off year last year, but that was before Justin Fields came into the picture.
That was broken Ben Roethlisberger's fault.
Can Grant calm down about Chase Claypool? Holy shit! You would think the man owns him.
What do you mean? This is like the equivalent of them signing Calvin Johnson. He is ecstatic.
Does he own Chase Claypool?
That sounds like a Will player.
I would find it weird that he keeps telling us to talk about him if he doesn't have him.
He's a Bears fan. He wants to hear about him.
Is he a Bears fan? Because
yes, he is.
When he's here during the Bears games, I don't see him put an eye on it.
Would you watch the Bears?
No, probably not. You're right about that.
Okay, overall tight end number 1, we're going TJ Hawkinson.
We're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to get the obvious ones out of the way so we don't have to talk about them.
Yeah, the no-brainers.
And I think Hawkinson. Dallas Goedert has – well, yeah, let's get the must-start like tight ends out of the way. Taysom Hill being here is crazy.
He's
I've
a
seen
dog.
Some people rank Zach Ertz tight end 3. I think that's.
Are you not putting Hawkinson in the, no? So that's like our top 5. That's our top 5.
Yeah, I think that should be top 5 most weeks actually.
So did Robbie want to get us started with the gingerbread man there?
So we got Hayden Hurst. Probably going to be a tight end 2.
Tight end 1. Definitely non-biased coming from Spencer here. I'm going to tell you what, Hayden Hurst sucks. Every week I play him, he sucks. Every week I don't play him, he turns into fucking Tony Gonzalez. All right? I don't get it.
I mean, the Cincinnati offense.
Usually don't cuss on these live streams. So how are you going to tell me Jamar Chase is missing? The man got like 10 targets last week. And then I put him in, he gets 4. So I don't get it. And most of those came in the fourth quarter when they were down by 30. I don't get it. Maybe you wouldn't lose so much if you threw it to your stud tight end. But
stud's a stretch, but
I regress.
I mean, if anybody watched that game last night, you saw Cincinnati's offense looked abysmal.
like a JV team.
Yeah,
Cincinnati's offense caused you to lose your week.
Yeah, so I'm a little mad.
I'd be pretty pissed if I were you.
I was going for 5 in a row.
I don't know. I would call that more Nick Chubb winning the week for Mac.
What did you lose by, Robbie?
3-point-something points.
And what did Joe Burrow end up having?
Like 11.
How much did you need Joe Burrow to outscore Nick Chubb going into last night?
It was the other way around.
I was winning.
Yeah, it was Chubb to outscore Burrow by. I don't know.
I lost by 2 points.
It's like 17 or something. He ended up outscored.
That's crazy.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, he had a good.
Can Grant be patient a little bit? All right, buddy. All right, we're making our way to Chase Claypool. All right, Chase Louise. Hey, Grant, join the live stream.
What do y'all think about Isaiah Likely? Do you think even if Mark Andrews is there, he's going to be getting snaps and targets?
I think he's a bench this week. If Mark Andrews doesn't play, I think he's a tight end 1.
Agreed.
I think he is that good.
Yep.
He should probably, being how bad tight ends are, be my number 1 waiver this week. But I cannot reveal that just yet.
Robbie, you want to take Dawson Knox? That way we don't have to hear this nonsense from above.
Yeah, I mean, as a Bills fan, love Dawson Knox, love everything that he's doing. I'd have him as a tight end too. Really boomer
Oh
bust
my
kind of guy.
gosh. This is just
Really boomer bust. Like,
Robbie is a man of reason.
and he's super dependent on catching touchdowns. So I mean, with that offense, he's always has a chance to score, but he's not your Mark Andrews yet.
I think he's better than Mark Andrews.
I
Go
think
ahead and get your guy.
next year we'll be in that conversation.
Will Dissly is an absolute unit of a man. I'm struggling to find where we have him at 19. You're not playing him. You're definitely not playing him, but he's so good. He's kind of overtaking the tight end 1 spot from Noah Fant because Noah Fant sucks and Gino is a dog. And so you're starting Will Dissly. If you are starting Will Dissly, it's absolute poverty for your team. I don't know what you're doing. Let's pick up somebody else, but he is our tight end 19 on the week.
Our tight end 8. If you would have told me that the Falcons are in the playoffs after halfway through the season and they're not using Kyle Pitts, I mean, what is going on?
Or that Seattle would have a home playoff game right now.
You know what? Can you stop talking about Seattle, you jackass? All right, you always try to make everything about Seattle. So
It just
selfish.
always is.
So selfish of you. But Kyle Pitts is still a tight end 1 just because he's a freak athlete and they got to start using him sometime.
Who wants
Anthony,
Jawan?
Juwan.
Jawan Johnson, tight end 2 on the Saints behind Taysom Hill, but he is a tight end 2. I think. He's behind Isaiah Likely. He finds the bench tier, even though he got 2 tuds in 1 game. Spencer just doesn't like the man. I don't know why, even though he looks really good. Andy Dalton, they get down by like 30, and Andy just starts slinging that thing, and he throws it to Jawan. This may change when Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry come back, if they ever do. But for now, we're going to leave him on the bench.
They're not coming back. I'll just spoiler alert: Michael Thomas won't play again until 2024. Noah Fant is our tight end 17. You're not playing Noah Fant unless you're in like a 20-team league. I'd probably play him if he was available in our league, actually. But my tight end situation is worse than probably some people's in 20-team leagues.
Robbie, you have Hawkinson on your team, right?
Yeah, Hawkinson, tight end 1, no questions asked.
How are you feeling about him getting traded to Minnesota?
I think it's a better situation.
Really? I think it'll hurt his value
I don't.
because he goes from like the second passing option in Detroit to
Let's
second
go.
option.
Hey, where the hell is he? You're right. I think they're on the bye. I think they're on the bye. I was getting a little excited there. I saw that comment. I was like, yes.
they're on a bye.
You're on a bye, Jay. If you were a true Broncos fan, you would know that.
I mean, this week he's probably going to be on a snap count, moving into a different offense, playing at Washington. A lot of potential there, though.
Yeah, rest of the season, where would you rank him?
Probably 5.
I think I have him right here.
I think he's going to be like their red zone target.
Okay. I mean, it does help that Justin Jefferson hasn't caught a touchdown since week 1. So they're going other places besides him, and Hawkinson's a big body. Definitely an upgrade to Irv Smith. I don't think that's any question. I think the next guy might be our number 1 waiver target this week for our league. That's Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
Ugly looking dude.
I think Mac dropped him. He tried offering everybody his tight ends and then dropped them all.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's how
Yeah.
Mac does it.
I already got my number 1 waiver claim in for Gerald Everett this week.
Well,
So,
he's not getting to you.
hey, we'll see.
I actually have him as my number 4 waiver. I have 6 waivers right now. It is a big struggle.
You want me to go ahead with Tyler Higbee?
Yeah.
Big Rick Higg is a tight end 1 this week facing the facing the Bucks. If Cooper Kupp were to miss this week, I think we move Higbee up to maybe 3 or 4. I think he'd be their number 1 passing target, and you got to throw against the Bucks because you sure as hell can't run. So if Cooper Kupp does play, assuming he does, I still think you can start Higbee confidently because he'll get plenty of looks.
Yeah, it does sound like he will play. Evan Ingram is right behind Gerald Everett in the tight end 2 tier. He looked really good last week in London. Caught a touchdown, but still needs to build off of it before we throw him in there in the tight end 1 or top of the tight end 2.
The Lunder.
How are we feeling about Hunter Henry? Is anybody starting him in a 12-team
No.
league? I don't think anybody is. Mac Jones sucks.
Maybe Spencer.
I'd
Spencer
have to.
probably. Yeah, Spencer probably would. He's probably would.
I didn't start anybody on this list.
Well, you
Anybody?
started Tunyon, you started Hurst, you started. I mean, there's more people on here that you have started than haven't,
All right, so let's go through them.
and you got to keep people on by like Albert O. and more bums like
you got
that.
to remember there's people off this list who didn't make the top 20 that I've started.
Yeah, Moelle Cox probably.
So this sounds like someone who picked up Tyler Higbee off the waivers, and then he absolutely sucked.
Yeah, what the heck, dude? What do you mean? Higbee's a stud.
But Robert Tonyan, of course,
Bench.
I dropped. Oh, screw you, Robbie. Bobby is making the tight end too. Of course, I dropped him this week to play Hayden Hurst, and I think he had like 7 targets against Buffalo. So I just could not figure out what tight end to play. I'm legit going to flip a coin or spin a wheel. There we go, spin a wheel,
There you go.
and it will. We're going to do that on this live stream. And that's
Right
gonna be
behind, right behind Bobby Tunyon is Mike Gesicki too, isn't it?
He should be in
Yes.
the 1 category.
That is nonsense. That
Dude
is
the
blasphemy.
Dude has the coldest gritty in the NFL.
Speaking of someone who should not be in the tight end 1 conversation, K. Dotton. And that will wrap up our tight ends. I tried to fly through that so we could get through some of these trades real quick.
Let's get Grant in here. What is he
Where
doing?
is Grant? I've sent the invite.
Let me see. We gotta get Juwan in here too, but he's like he
Grant
refuses
doesn't
to
know
come
how
in.
to work a computer.
Did you say
Let me see.
Jay doesn't know how to work a computer?
No,
No,
Grant doesn't.
Grant.
Oh. Isn't Grant like a super nerd? I would think
He's an
Grant is.
engineer, so I would call. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
applicable.
yeah, definitely. For sure.
Here, let me call Grant. Tell him to get on.
Okay. Guys, I got to go.
See you, Bobby.
Any questions
Here,
for
Robbie.
me before I go?
No questions for you.
Well,
Peace. See you, Bobby.
Peace out,
back
Robbie.
back to saving the campus.
The campus of Davidson.
Davidson?
Robbie's an idiot. They can say my 6 pending moves right here.
We're trying to call
Yeah.
Grant.
We are not going over them though. Oh, I don't even have it on the screen, so you can see it.
We're trying to call Grant, but Grant is not answering. Oh, he's on the phone.
Grant is just ducking us.
Hold on. He's on the phone right now. All right, so let's hit some Twitter questions while we wait.
Yeah, I'm posting right now on the Twitter to stop by and ask us questions.
What is Juwan saying? It's like he's trying to throw hands in the chat.
He's just throwing out words.
Tell him to come on here and say it to my face.
Jay's got to come to the US of A.
The US of A.
I think those rankings went pretty bad.
Wait, so you deadass don't know who this is? Like
No.
what country this is? If you had to guess, what country is yellow and green? You gotta be one of the dumbest people I have ever met in my life. Like at least top 5.
Chile. Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
Oh my god.
Africa.
Like part of it is like you trying to be dumb, but there's a big part of it that is you're just like really dumb.
Nigeria.
All right, moving on.
Congo.
Let's talk about Chase Claypool.
Congo? The
Can you
Congo
stop
football
being so dumb.
club.
Let's hit some Twitter questions.
All right. Read them out.
You are so dumb.
I don't know. What? C? Chile? I don't
It's
know.
Brazil, you dummy.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody that starts with a C. 'Cause it says
It's
CBF.
club.
Brazil football.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
That is like the exact wrong.
It is
order.
not club. It is confederation.
Federation Brazil football.
There you go.
Why not call it Brazil Football Confederation?
Because in Portuguese, they say it differently. All right, this question comes from Dennis Daigle. What a name, Dennis Daigle.
What is your problem right now?
Would you trade AJ Dillon and Justin Fields for Kenny Pickett and Austin Eckler in Dynasty full PPR Superflex? I have
Second.
Hurts. All right, so this guy is asking, what are you doing? Would you trade AJ Dillon and Justin Fields and this is in Dynasty, by the way, for Kenny Pickett and Austin Eckler and full PPR Superflex. He has Jalen Hurts as his other QB. I think, yes. I think you got to get Eckler, without a doubt.
I agree. I do agree.
You do concur.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right, this comes in from Sylvain Mack. I think that's how you say his name. He needs some waiver advice. He's got Andrews and Broncos defense. He says pick up Isaiah Likely, Chiefs defense, or Vikings defense for week 9. Conklin and Logan Thomas are also still in waivers, or should I just go Rondale Moore for Alec Pierce and try a trade? All right, we're going Isaiah Likely because Spencer can't make a decision. This is the worst live stream of all time because he is an absolute retard.
I didn't
Oh my
understand the
God.
question.
All right, Isaiah Likely.
I didn't understand the question.
You can literally pull Twitter up on your phone and read these exact same questions. All right, this comes from Junio. This
Grant,
is
stop coming in here and saying you're back in the chat and join the link I sent you.
join.
You don't even
Would
have
you-
to show your face if you don't want to, but show your face. Why wouldn't you?
Would you trade Evans and Henderson for Higgins and McLaurin? I think absolutely.
Yeah, I would.
Because
While you're
Henderson
doing
is
that, I'm
going
gonna get up our
backwards.
fantasy teams real quick, and we're gonna go over. 'em.
We'll go through them. If we can get Grant here, go through them.
He talked all this time.
Question from Andrews. Do you think OBJ is going anywhere?
Yeah, for sure he's going somewhere. I don't think.
Yeah,
he makes
I
a
said
fantasy
yes,
impact.
but later in the season.
Yeah, I don't think he makes a fantasy impact.
Yeah.
I don't think he's up to speed quick enough.
Yeah. He just got hurt in February, so he's probably needs a full year.
I think he'll help in the playoffs potentially.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's best case scenario. Let's see here.
Write down all the teams.
Keep
right
it
here.
going. Keep it going. Are we going to do the grades again?
Yeah, we're gonna do 1 through 10.
Some clown named Spencer Branch said, Alvin Kamara to the Bills. What are we doing?
Well, if they would have done that, then that would have been awesome. But they didn't.
You probably wouldn't be here right now because you'd be blackout drunk in your bathtub celebrating.
Exactly.
All right, would you trade Jamal Williams for Raheem Mostert? I think absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good sell high on Jamal Williams.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good trade. I'm a big fan of Mostert. People are going to be lowering his value because of Wilson, but if you remember in San Fran, like Mostert was the guy.
Jay said talk about Chase Edmonds. I don't think there is anything to talk about with Chase Edmonds.
I mean, I saw somebody compare the Denver situation to Washington's, and they were like Latavius Murray is Brian Robinson, Chase Edmonds is J.D. McKissick, and then Melvin Gordon is Antonio Gibson. I don't think that's completely accurate. I could see Chase Edmonds taking over that backfield. To be honest, I think he's the best out of the three. I was telling Jay that earlier.
Yeah. I still think it's probably a 30-30-30 split.
Yeah, it's if you had to pick one, if you absolutely had to pick one, which would you go?
Probably Chase Edmonds just because of the upside. We've seen what Melvin and we've seen what Latavius can do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see what one of them could do if they had the backfield to themselves. Like I would probably think Latavius would do the best, but I don't know. In that current situation, I think Edmonds is the one if you were going to target somebody.
The hell is your problem?
Nathan to the moon.
Nathan to the moon. Hey Jay, would you do that? Grant, Grant's in here, but we're not adding him yet because he's not showing his face.
What do you mean?
He needs to show his face. We need to see them pearly whites. Jay,
Get him
tell
in
me
here.
right now, would you do Cup for Jones and Foreman? Look at me trying to be a negotiating man.
Because
here.
Twitter would not. Oops.
As soon as Grant shows his face, we will go over the teams and stop being such a shy guy. Okay, Grant. We're going to add him to him anyways. Grant.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm not happy with this, Grant. You can see us, but we cannot see you. I do
Alright.
not like this.
Give me a second.
He said he's working on it. Let him work. Let him be great.
Oh no, are you using a laptop?
There we go.
I'm using my phone.
He looks like it's coming through a potato.
You asked me to join, I joined.
You threw on the Bears jersey, did you? Or the Bears jacket?
I've been wearing this.
He been did.
I've been have polio.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going over the teams. We're going to start with Will because he is number one in the standings. We're going to factor in bench, positional value, everything. This are 12 teams. Half the people are in this chat or in this league.
How should we do? How should we do?
Oh, screw you,
rankings?
Jay. No, I'm not doing that. I already told you I'm not doing that deal. Go to hell. All right, continue.
How should we do our rankings for the three of us? Like, do we rank the whole league? Like, we come to a unanimous agreement and
Got
Yeah,
to do
we'll-
the same way you
we'll
did
both-
last time.
Yeah, we'll both rank them 1 through 10, and then we'll add them up.
okay,
Do a
Don't
rating
rank
out of
everyone as 7.
okay, we'll have some more disparity.
Okay, yeah, we'll actually give some people some 2s and some 10s.
Okay, yeah, there's a very clear too, so
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah, Jim.
And I think that guy is in the chat. I don't think he's on this video.
A 2?
Oh yeah, I think the guy who has a 2.
Yeah,
is-
I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think it's quite a 2.
All right. This is Will's team. I don't think this is a first place team.
I don't either.
I don't think it's a first place team. Grant's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna give it a 7.
I
I'm gonna
I
give
do
it-
I do think this is like a playoff team though. I think it's a playoff team.
I agree. I like his.
He was really missing a second running back though, because what if James Robinson doesn't get used?
Yeah, and he was banking on Cam Akers getting traded. Didn't happen. He's got great receivers, great tight end, great quarterback, and Derrick Henry is always nice. But
He could definitely fix up a trade here though.
if Derrick Henry got hurt, he's screwed. He's like really screwed.
If I am him, I am trying to trade Tyreek Hill or Gabe Davis and trying to trade them for a wide receiver 1 and a running back 1.
I would trade Gabe Davis in a heartbeat.
You think
Wait for him to
Tyreek-
have a big game.
All right, so here's an actual offer. So we'll go some teams in this league. So say he wanted to offer Tyreek Hill to someone who is like a decent
Like a running back he could get in return.
yeah, I'm trying to think of the teams right now.
I mean Tyreek, he's got it. It's got to
He
be
could
like
trade. All right, so if you're Jay, do you do?
Oh. Whenever I leave the app, just wondering.
Yeah, you're black.
yeah, you just
right
went all black.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
But if you're Jay, do you trade DeAndre Hopkins? And I don't think Jay has the running back to match though.
Yeah, no, that's not a good person to trade with. I don't think. Maybe somebody like Robbie who has
Ramondre.
Kenneth Walker, Ramondre, Josh Jacobs, and Eckler. Like
But does
that's the guy you want to trade with.
Does he have a wide receiver you could send in return though?
He's got AJ Brown. He's got CD Lamb. Like I think you could go Tyreek Hill for like Eckler, something like that, 1-for-1.
I would try Tyreek Hill for CD Lamb and Ramondre.
I mean, I don't know if Robbie would take that, but it's definitely not a bad offer. I think it's a fair trade because
I think
Tyreek's.
Robbie would have to take that because he would be upgrading off of CD Lamb, wouldn't be starting Ramondre. He would lose all depth though if he does do that.
Yeah, and he'd still have a stacked running back room. So let's rank this team. I know we said no 7s or like don't pack in all 7s. I do think this is a 7 team as well. I think it's like an above average team.
I give it
What
an
do you
8.
think?
Huh?
An 8?
Okay. He's like one good running back away from like
We'll
one of
say
the best.
Kyler Murray's about to go downhill with a new pod coming out.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very
so-
true.
He gets a 22 out of 30.
Okay.
We will go on to a team who is probably going to get a bad grade. Dude, these top of the standings are not good.
Yeah,
Right.
the league just keeps on getting more and more compact.
But Kenny is
it.
second. I wonder if he's watching right now. He does watch most of ours. Probably not. But he does have Patrick Mahomes on his bench. Damian Harris. He is also someone who doesn't have running backs.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 5.
I'm giving it a 6.
I think it is like bang middle of the league, 6 to 8, where he'll finish.
Yeah.
What do you give him, Grant?
I'm giving him 4. The only person
So-
I like is Kamara and Adams. The rest are wishy-washy.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle's very good, and Tua's kind of depending on matchup.
But he does have Patrick Mahomes on his bench, though.
Yeah, that is very true.
But you can only play one.
I would try to trade Tua away to me or Grant for like a legit player because Tua is a quarterback one and he's doing nothing on his bench.
I just picked up Kirk Cousins. I don't need that.
Nathan, I think you're safe.
Oh God,
I think you're safe, Nathan.
we'll see.
Oh, let's go. Naeem Hines is playing. Hey, Grant, you have another running back. Naeem Hines is a Buffalo Bill.
Let's go. Grant's team is on the come up.
I
That's
didn't
actually huge.
That's sick.
Yeah, but
Did you
now
not-
when JT gets hurt,
Did you not know that?
I didn't know that. No.
No, he got traded to Buffalo today.
Sick. I'm a backup.
I don't know if you do. I think he's back up. Max team, he'll probably complain some way about this because he values his players higher than.
wait, scroll down. He's got some good players on the bench. He's got
decent
Chubb.
players than Nick Chubb.
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 Yeah, I'm going. Scroll up. I mean, I love Chubb. I love Cook.
Outside of Chubb
Mm.
and Cook, he is nobody.
Who's this tight end?
You don't like DJ Moore?
Pat Fryermuth. No, I do not like DJ Moore.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I'm giving this team a 4.
I'm going
Just-
5. I'm going 5. I think he finishes middle of the standings as well. I'm going 5.
I was going to go 6. I like it a little bit more than that.
Okay.
I just
No,
don't
what-
like his wide receivers, quarterbacks, or tight ends. And
This is
that's-
Me
quarterback.
too.
what?
Who's his other quarterback?
Russell Wilson. Or it was Russell Wilson, now
He-
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he might be worse than me right now.
Yeah, I think that's. You know what? I'm going to change. I think that's a 4. I think
But
that's
you
a
know
very.
who's-
I
you
think
know
it's a
who
very
he's not
beatable
worse
team.
than? Grant,
Sam
Well-
Ellinger.
you know who he is not worse than? He's not worse than Spencer's quarterbacks. Spencer has the worst
True.
quarterbacks in the league.
Okay, confirm.
So what's that give Max total?
15
ranking?
out of 30. I gave him a 5. No, I gave him a 4. You gave him a 5, and Grant gave him a 6.
I changed mine to a 4. I think that's a very beatable team.
Okay, so he has 4, and Grant gave him a 6. All right, 14 out of 30. I just threw my pen. Hold on. All right. I am struggling. I have not had any food since 8 a.m. And I did not expect
Late
this
dinner.
live stream to go on for 2 hours. Yeah, that's. Hey, you know what, Jay? Your team needs running backs. I'm not so sure.
Keenan's hurt. Gibson's on the come up. I don't know.
Because B Rob's bad. All right, here's Chris's team.
Scroll down. So he's got Dak, Kareem Hines. Don't really love his receivers. I mean, he's got, Diggs is nice.
He's got the wide receiver 1.
Diggs is nice. I like Mostert.
He doesn't have a top 15 running back.
I think this is another 4.
I'm gonna give this one a 5 because he
I
does
think
have
this-
Diggs.
I think this is one where he's kind of gonna end up being on the border of making the playoffs. So
He could
I think
offer
this
this.
is
He could offer the same package.
I was going to say, so we're going from giving everyone 6 and 7s to 4.
well, no, we've just had a couple of bad ones. Like there's
Things
good
get
teams.
better as we go on.
The worst
it's
part
good.
is I agree it is a 4.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 5. Y'all give it 4s. So 13 out of 30. These are some brutal ratings.
Did I hear anything about Kareem Hunt going anywhere? Did I hear that right?
You did not go anywhere.
No, like there's rumors about it.
Should have went to Buffalo.
Yeah, but the trade deadline was today. So
Oh.
Robbie
Still good.
is next. This is going to be a high grade.
yes, Robbie has an absolute wagon of a team, even though he's in 4th place right now.
Yeah, so he's got Burrow, Eckler, Jacobs, Brown. I don't think he can get better than this team. I'm giving it a 10.
I think this is a 9. Yeah, I think I think a lot of his players have been shooting a little bit above where they normally will be. So I'm gonna give it a 9. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's the best team in the league right now.
I'll give this one a 9 just because I don't believe in 10s.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a full 10. I think
Okay.
I think he has room to improve also because he has Ramondre sitting on his bench.
Yeah, compared to Spencer Shitcher, this is a 10.
I think that he could trade Ramondre and he could trade CD or AJ Brown and get either a Diggs or a Cup or a Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
So I think he can improve.
He can. That's why I put him at 9.
But let's go look at Jay's shit squad. I am just telling you right now, this might be the lowest grade of them all. This is a bad squad. And you know what, Jay? I've been offering you offers for 4 weeks. Justin Herbert, Clyde, Jamal, Cooper Kupp, Hopkins, Kelsey, Thielen. He's got good wide receivers.
He's got a couple good ones. He's got 2 good ones.
I mean, if you take Cooper Kupp off of his team, it just looks like the waiver wire.
I mean, he's got Kelsey. And he's got
His running
Kupp.
backs definitely look like waiver wire.
Yeah, he's got all backup running backs. I'm gonna give this one.
I'm giving it a 4.
I mean, it's hard to look past Kelsey,
3.
Kupp, and Hopkins. But yeah, the other positions are just really weak, and he's been on the downward spiral. I'm gonna give this a 4.
So,
Like, I think this is another one where it'll come down to he'll be on like the kind of cusp of making the playoffs or not.
he overtakes Chris for the lowest, and we might not be done with the lowest here.
His
Yeah,
team
we're
might
not.
become better. Might become better in the playoffs when people start benching their starters.
He's got a team built for week 18.
Yes. So nobody faces him on that week. This is the best team in the league. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Just
the
look,
first player you see is Sam Ellinger.
look past Sam Ellinger in a 12-team league.
Oh gosh.
Look past that. We are improving. I promise you. Just look past the quarterback and the tight end. They're the least valuable position. And look past Deontay Foreman in the starting lineup. You know, I got good players on the bench. All right.
They're all injured. He has Christian McCaffrey on the bench. That's about it. So his full roster is Ellinger, CMC, Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce, Higgins, Olave, and the Gingerbread Man. I think this is another mid tier. I'm gonna
giving
give this
it a
one a
6.
5. I'm giving it a 5.
I think my team is kind of dog shit.
I think it has potential, but he's got to find a quarterback. Got to find tight end.
As soon as you can find a quarterback, that would put you at like the 7 range. But
Yeah, I think 5 for now.
That is a definite problem.
I'll
And
give
not
you,
find a
a
quarterback.
6. I'll be generous.
Well, thank you. I now move to the 4th worst team, and we've only done 7. Now here we go. Now I can't wait for this bias ranking here. I love how we had to go you after me, Nathan. I have now leapfrogged you.
What are we do? We're what, like 5 points apart or something?
Those 5 points mean a lot to me. All right. So you do have Jamar. The first thing you look to is Romeo Doubs in the starting lineup. You do have Jamar. Taysom Hill's a guy. I do
Rest in peace, Brees Hall.
find your flex a bit of a problem.
Yeah, but not for long.
I mean,
They
do
say
we rank
you
the team any higher or lower because Jamar Chase is out, or do we rank it for the rest of the season?
Well, Jamar is out for what, 4
What, probably-
weeks?
Probably 3 more weeks.
I'm giving it a 6 because I can't go any higher than mine.
Oh,
If I was non-biased, I'd probably give it a 7.
I'll give it a 7 just because he has 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm going 7. I don't think it's the top tier, but I think once everybody's healthy, this is a comfortable playoff team. If I had Brees Hall, I think Brees Hall and Jamar healthy. I'd be looking at 9.
I do not think so.
There'd be a wagon with them too, but Brees Hall's gone, so gone forever. R.I.P.
All right, John. Now we get to the non-playoff teams, and they actually kind of look better than some of the playoff teams.
Some of them do, yeah.
They do very much.
I'm not talking to you, Grant. So when Cordero comes back and when Mike Williams comes back, this isn't a bad squad.
This is a wagon.
I'm not sure.
He's
if you
got
call it wagon.
he's got a lot of injuries.
He has a backup kicker on his bench, so I am going to rank him a 5 because he's doing that.
So he's got Lamar, Joe Mixon, Cordero, and James Conner's RBs.
I like Cordero personally.
He's okay. I love Goddard.
Great.
His receivers, I think, are a little weak. I think Goddard and Lamar make up for. I'm going to go 6. I think this is another team that's going to be right on the board. Like, we've got so many teams that are pretty close and are going to be on the border of making the playoffs. So I'm going to go 6.
I went 5.
I'm going 7 because I like Lamar and Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool. Okay.
Why do you like Chase Claypool so much, Grant?
I'm his biggest fan.
You've always been his biggest fan. You're a big Chase Claypool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where he went to college, Grant?
Notre Dame.
To State University.
What did you say?
Grant said Notre Dame.
I did-
He
I
loves
did
Chase
say Notre
Claypool.
Dame.
He loves Chase Claypool.
I thought I heard that, but I was looking.
There you go, Grant. We didn't know your ball.
I actually like this team.
This is Jack, the Jack Van Nest. I
So
like it too.
All depends
I like
on
it
is
too.
Tony Pollard going to be a guy?
I think he's going to be a guy. I mean, he's got good RB depth. I love Jefferson and Mike Evans. He's got to get a different quarterback and tight end. Like it's kind of similar to Spencer's team where he's got good running backs and receivers, but his QB and tight end are
He's Darren
hindrance.
Waller on the bench.
Yeah, Waller had been he's been okay.
How long is Zeke out for?
He'll probably be back next week.
Yeah.
They have a bye this week. I'm going to give this the same rating I gave Spencer's team, so 6.
I give this one a 7.5.
This is going to be 5 for me because Tony Pollard ain't going to put up 35 again.
He's got to fix his quarterback situation. But this could be a get right week for Rodgers against Detroit. So
All right, here we go. Grant, you are up. You might be visiting Waffle House again, Grant. How do you feel about that?
Hey, there's a lot of games left. You never know.
Plenty of games left. And just like my rank in the league, my team is an 11.
Could you imagine if Jack finishes last?
In his
And then
first year with us.
He bitches out because he don't want to, and his
Yeah,
name
don't I
is
bring that shit up to Robbie when he
Yeah, that's some Robbie shit. Robbie ducked out of here at the right time.
I looked at this team.
I'm saying if the league ended today, I wouldn't do shit until Robbie's eating that chip.
That's fair.
I
Wait, scroll down. Let's take a look at Grant's bench.
think we need to look at one thing.
Naheem Hines.
No, shoot. I screwed something up.
What are you doing?
Can we
Fine.
get somebody else on the monitor? No!
Stop trying to zoom in on Naheem Hines. We get it. He's a Bill.
I'm
We get
screwing
it.
around too much.
I think this is a good team with very little depth, but he's got good receivers. I love Mark Andrews. Quarterbacks so.
He has very good depth.
Yeah, if Saquon and JT are healthy,
Year.
this is one of the best teams.
So he has Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines, and Saquon. So those are can you get better than those three?
I'm gonna give this one a 7. Even though he's in 11th place, I think this is comparable to my team. I think it's a 7.
Yeah, but you don't have Mark Andrews.
No,
I have Taysom Hill.
Fair. Forgot about that.
You don't have Jalen Hurts.
What are you giving yourself, Grant?
Yeah. I feel like I'd be biased. I'll just take whatever you guys put me as.
I said I think it's a 7. No,
I'm
you got to give yourself an honest ranking.
I'm giving you a 9.
Okay, fine.
You gave him a 9.
Naeem Hines is going to be his flex, and I think that's going to be really good for him.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
I'll give myself an 8. I'll split the difference.
Okay.
Do you not agree with my ranking?
A 9?
Yes, I think he has 2 good receivers. He has 2 of the best running backs.
I have
He's
3
Naeem
good
Hines
receivers.
and Mark Andrews.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw Kirk Cousins.
I think it's a 7 just because lack of depth. He's he's a Saquon injury away from being absolutely screwed.
As
He is
long
a
as
Naeem
Jonathan
Hines
Taylor
injury.
can put up more than 7 points a week, I will be fine.
He has a Naeem Hines injury away from being screwed. Why do y'all hate Naeem Hines?
I think this last one's going to be pretty unanimous here.
Yeah,
Good
let's
old
see.
Thunder Road.
Thunder Road. What a great draft he had.
So you start. The first thing you see is the best player in fantasy, and then it just goes downhill.
I'm giving this a 2.
I was going to say it too.
He has not made any trades.
I'll give it a 3 just because I want to trade with him.
He's got backup running backs or future backup running backs across the board. He has one number 1 receiver, in Deebo Samuel, who is out.
Don't like
He
how
does
big.
have the best player in fantasy football, though. So that is the only reason he is keeping up.
That's why he's not a 1. Yeah, we're giving this a 2.
Yeah, could you imagine if you drafted somebody like Kyler Murray instead of Josh Allen?
Like Kirk Cousins.
I am drafted Josh Allen. No, I am drafted Josh Allen in the first round next year. I am not dealing with this no QB shit. I am making sure I get my guy, and it's going to be Josh Allen.
Okay.
Even if my team ends up like this, I'll have fun watching Josh Allen every week.
So how do the total points add up? So this one gets what, a 7?
All right. So first place,
It's got to be Robbie.
Robbie is first.
Second's what, Grant?
You're damn right it is.
You're in 11th place. Calm down.
Third is Will.
Willie.
So let me mark that out. And fourth is Nathan.
Yes, sir.
Fifth is I don't know why I put Robbie. Jack.
Fifth is Jack. I like Jack's team. He's got a good squad.
John. Sixth. The back-to-back champion. Seventh.
Wait, I didn't think Carson was playing this year.
Kenny is eighth. So that is the end of what we think might be playoff teams.
Okay.
So that leaves
Think I'm a playoff team?
Mac as a 14 out of 30. That leaves Chris as a 13 out of 30. Jay is an 11 out of 30.
And Jim is a 7.
Jim is a 7 out of 30.
Okay.
So we had, one as a 28 and one as a 7. So I think we
You should put those in the YouTube comments for everybody to see.
You also got to put those in the fantasy group chat.
here they are.
We can't
Yeah,
read.
but
You wrote it
nobody
yellow.
can read that. You absolute clown.
You know what? You put it in the fucking group chat then.
I
Write
don't
that with
see
a glue
it.
stick?
Maybe you should have took a screenshot. What'd you say, Grant?
I said, did you write that with a glue stick?
Thank you guys for coming out. That will be it for the video. We will see you Sunday morning. You won't see Grant. You won't see all 4 eyes down there. Get on that damn screen. Grant, welcome back.
You might see him. You never know.
Oh, he will not be in my live stream. But that will be
I
it.
won't be there. I'm egging your house. See y'all.
Peace.
Out, and we will see you, Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
Peace.